This is He Is Coming. Yes, that actually is the name of the game. And while it is an extremely funny name, the actual content of the game gives me the impression that the innuendo is fully unintentional. To summarize this indie game in one sentence, I would say Super Auto Pets, but you are the pet. Essentially, this is a roguelike auto battler where you're building up your fantasy RPG character. Every run, you spawn into this randomly generated world, and you can go around finding chests, which let you choose from a selection of gear, each with your unique abilities and keywords. You can also fight monsters and get money. There are other things around the map too, merchants, places to upgrade your gear, secret bosses, and so on. As you walk around, time passes and eventually you will be forced into battle with a big boss. Beat 3 of these big bosses and you win the run. That's it. It's a really simple gameplay loop, and it works quite well. Nothing is overwhelming and the runs are short and don't exhaust you. These sorts of auto battlers tend to have a habit of just overwhelming you with information, and it makes it difficult for a new player to get into. If you try to play something like TFT or Super Auto Pets as a fresh player, the learning curve is really rough. But He Is Coming keeps everything quite simple, and every keyword will prompt a little side box which explains it. None of these effects require essays to explain, it's just something simple. This is still early access though, with more content to come, so maybe it will end up that way. But at least for now, with this early game content, it's very accessible. As of right now, there are 2 levels as well as a pseudo multiplayer mode. Each level has its own set of items, events, and bosses. The gameplay between each of them feels pretty distinct, since you will be running completely different gear in each one. And each one also has its own set of unlocks and unlock requirements to aim for. The multiplayer mode in particular is pretty unique. Instead of going up against bosses, you will be fighting builds that other players used. It's a pretty simple gimmick, but it suits the game well and it feels pretty nice to play. And if you play enough, you can earn some fun cosmetic skins. Now the main qualm I've seen with this game is to do with its difficulty and the amount of agency that the player actually has. A common predicament with games like these, where you get random items and you can unlock more items to be added to the pool, is that the more you play, the more unpredictable RNG becomes. If the items you unlock are worse than the items you already have, the pool gets more and more diluted. If anyone has ever played through Isaac Afterbirth Plus, they know this problem very well. It's difficult to judge this at the moment for He Is Coming, because I don't really have a good grasp on the item pool yet. However, at least for the swamp level, I did find myself unlocking items, looking at the description and thinking that I was just never going to use this item. What further compounds this problem is that a large part of scaling up in this game requires finding duplicates. If you find 2 of the same basic item, you can combine them to get double the effect for just 1 item slot. Combine 4 items and 4 times the effect for 1 item slot. You can see how this would get very powerful. And every good run I've had in this game has relied on this mechanic. But being able to pull this off gets more and more difficult as you unlock more items. Ideally, how this would be countered would be by letting your growth in game knowledge outweigh the increase in RNG. In Isaac, if you know the game, there's a lot more you can do to help yourself. You can abuse blood donation machines, secret rooms, tinted rocks, go for angel deals, and even more. As of right now, and He Is Coming, your agency does feel pretty limited. Any secrets you find will just have to do with getting lucky, and you can't do much to turn the odds in your favour. The main knowledge you gain is this item is great and this item is useless, so that you learn what to pick up. But again, as you unlock more items, it becomes more difficult to pick the good items. However, this game does do something quite good and that I quite appreciate, and which does reward game knowledge. It will always tell you what your next boss is, and you can view all the details of a boss. Some bosses can have their gimmick pretty much ignored by using certain kinds of items. This lets the player have a chance to properly prepare what they're going up against, and it feels pretty satisfying planning around something and then coming out on top. All in all, I do like He Is Coming. I don't think it's mind-blowing, I don't think it will change the landscape, but it is a fun game. The simple nature of it and the short run length lends itself to being easy to pick up and put down. And when I fail a run, I don't really feel anything negative, and I've still got enough energy in me to go back in for one more. This is going to be a game that I play a run of every now and then just to pass the time and relax. I'm looking forward to future updates, and if you've played the game, please give me some hints on how to beat the swamp level. I've tried purity builds many times, but I can never get enough sustainability to survive more than 2 Hydra heads. Thank you for watching.